Hey guys, and welcome back to Fantasy Football FPL Game Week 3. And today I am using my wildcard. I've already put it in active mode, so we will be making changes. But in today's episode, I'm going to be running through about 3 to 4 drafts that I've been kind of building, looking at, and we're just going to talk about them. And then I think by tomorrow I will have some time to obviously hear from you guys what you think the best draft is, and also kind of just look in a little bit more depth of what I can do. So let's get into it. Obviously, we'll quickly go back to transfers ins and outs because it's kind of changed since we last looked at it. João Pedro in, Semenyo in, Richarlison in, Etitike in, and Wood in, and then the same five players out. So let's go to transfers. So at the minute, this is the current team that I'm kind of playing around with as a starting point. So we got 0.3 million in the bank. Now Etitike, I believe, has gone up in price again. Semenyo's gone up again. But yeah, we're gonna jump in straight into the first draft itself. So this is draft 1. It can obviously change. You got Sanchez and Dubravka again, the pairing. Strong goalkeeper in Chelsea. Obviously they are looking to potentially get a new goalkeeper. So if that does happen, then obviously that's a big blow. Munoz as at 4, Estevan as at 4 million, Guy 4.5, Travosky 5.5, Dorgu 4.5, Mickey van der Ven 4.5. So just looking at this, obviously we've lost our 5 million, our 6 million defender, but then you've got a stronger midfield, and obviously getting Haaland as well. In the midfield, you got Rice, 6.5 million, good value. If we can go on to his things, 6.6 points. You know, they're not crazy, but that's better than 1 point. It's better than 2 points. If he gets defensive contributions, gets maybe a clean sheet, then obviously he's very good. Semenyo, some good fixtures coming up. Decent game against Liverpool. Wolves should have done better, but there's good potential. And Dye still in that 6.5 million player. You know, you could go to, with spare money, you could go to Kudos, 6.6. You got Salah, and then obviously Ryan Desire from Man City. What a cheap player he is. Gone up in value again. What a good pick he is. And then obviously Guy on the bench, Haaland and Etitike as your 2 strikers, which means if you go to pick team, you're basically playing a 3-5-2, or some weeks you might be playing a 4-4-2. So there's obviously good value in that. Having obviously 2 good strikers, potentially 5 midfielders, 3 defenders, it can work. Or you play the 4-4-2, or even if you have a hard fixture like Etitike, maybe, well, obviously not for this week, but you drop into a 4-5-1. There is options within this first draft. Now, I believe some players have gone up in value, so I just need to double check that I can actually do this draft. But hopefully it should still have enough money. So, we get rid of Semenyo, and you get rid of Haaland. get rid of Pat's replacement for Haaland, then becomes João Pedro, and the other one becomes Gokares. It does give you the money to then go Bruno. Stop. And if you want to upgrade, then you go into Raya. One of the midfielders, goalkeepers. Done right. Which means obviously all the budget is used up, but you get obviously a good goalkeeper in Raya. Obviously a tough fix against Liverpool this week, but you know obviously they're clean sheet. Obviously they've got a tough fixture in the next 3. Do you want to go Raya? I don't know. But the back 5 stays the same, of course. But then you add Bruno into that midfield. Great caption option against Burnley. Again, Man City, Chelsea, not good 2 fixtures after that. But as a good alternate captain for this week, it's good. And then you got the 3 best strikers below Erling Haaland and obviously Isak, who is not playing at the minute anyway. So that would be my second draft, and the potential with this one is obviously I can't go into pick team because I've not made the transfers, but you can basically play a 4-3-3, a 3-4-3, and then even if, for example, you just want to have the 2 strikers, you can drop 1 striker if they've got a hard fixture. If you're saying for the midfields, you could pick anyone. But for example, if you're playing a 4-3-3, you go Raya, do these 3, Estevan on the bench. Then your midfield is 3 of probably Bruno, Salah, and then whoever has the best fixtures. Potentially Reinders in the midfield, and then the 3 up front. That could cook very easily. I'm just trying to find, is there another draft? Okay, there is another draft. Okay, so that is draft 2. You have João Pedro, Gokares, Etitike, Bruno Fernandes, all in the same team. So we're going to reset that, go back to our original draft of Haaland, Semenyo. Now this goes into, we go back into Cucurella, but I don't know if I'm going to have the money to do this, but because he's gone up in value. But this is something else you're looking at potentially. Palmer, he's still injured, but strikers. This was another potential draft I was looking at, but I've kind of gone away from it. But I just want to hear your thoughts. So obviously, you do then keep Erling Haaland, Salah and Palmer in the same draft. You are committing to a 4-5-1. There is no variation. That is going to be every week 4-5-1 because you're playing Haaland, Palmer, Salah, Reinders, Rice, Anderson, and then you're back fourth Cucurella, Tarkowski, Dogu, Van de Ven. There is no way around it. So I've kind of gone away from that draft, especially because obviously Palmer is injured. Obviously we don't know how bad it's going to be, but there is something obviously there. Could be out for 2 weeks, could be out for a week. There's no point of having a player that's not going to play that's 10 million anyway. So we'll go back to the drafts. This is draft 1. Haaland in the team. Semenyo. And even if you don't want Semenyo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford him because I believe he's gone up in price. But yeah, unfortunately, from yesterday you could have got Gakpo in the squad. Unfortunately, he went up last night, which is unfortunate. But if you got the money to do that, you could potentially go Gakpo. I do like Semenyo, I think. Fixture wise, Spurs, Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, and then you get to game week 10 and 11. Bit hard, but then you got West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, Chelsea, Man United, Burnley, Brentford. That's probably when you want to get rid of him, game week 19. And then you maybe want to bring him in for the last couple of fixtures. So he's got good fixtures. He's very attacking. It's a good option, of course. But the other draft is obviously going with a little bit more premium rather than having Haaland in the squad. So you go Bruno, then you obviously get the luxury of João Pedro and Gyökeres. Even if you wanted to go Chris Wood rather than Gyökeres, that would then give you 1.8 million. You could get a 6 million, 6.5. You could get a 6.1 million defender in there. Defenders. So you could get Gabriel, 2 million spare. Obviously Cucurella. Like, there is money you can, and then you got 2 million spare anyway. Or you keep the 4 million and just upgrade. Into Raya, 1.3 million still spare. Chris went. Ooh. It's not bad fixtures. So that is the draft 2. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think I should go with draft 1, which is obviously the Haaland and Semenyo draft, and obviously Sanchez in goal? Or do I move to this draft where you get João Pedro, Gyökeres, Etitike, Bruno Fernandes, Salah, Rice, and a better goalkeeper? Let me know in the comments down below. It's tempting. Even if I went for this one, I do want Haaland in that game week 6 against Burnley. So if I go for this, you could wildcard in game week 6 just to bring Haaland in for one game. Because if you go Haaland, obviously you're hoping he scores. If you go the front 3, you get more points overall, but you lose that captaincy option of Haaland. So if Haaland goes and gets a goal, it's going to be, let's say, 12 points. Double that captain, 24 points. If obviously these players get goals, you're looking at 8. It's 24 points, where you could have Haaland, Etitike, 24 points. That's 30 points already. Like, there's cons and pros for each player and having each team version 1 and 2. So I want to hear your comments down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you for my Game Week 3 selection later in the week, where I decide if I go for Team 1 or Team 2. Goodbye.